Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis. This is going to be a guide for the Legend version of K1 Communion. We've got Barrier and Overload champions. The Burn of Solar, we have Solar Shields, not very many, but we also have Void Shields, not too many. Now, I have been doing so many of these guides for a while, sometimes it's good to just do a bit of a goofy loadout. So I got the new Crime Unity, so I'm going to take advantage of Solar Burn with my heavy weapon. Overload, I'm going to use Ticuu's Divination. You could honestly use pretty much anything here, and I'll show you why. The few void shielded servitors that you've got, you can pretty much power through. And then up here, you could go Scout Rifle. If you don't go, you know, an exotic here, Arbalist is good. You've got Wish Ender you could use. But I wanted to use Ticuu's Divination just for the auto lock on the arrows, and just because I haven't used it in a while. So, other than that, decent amount of damage mitigation. I've got 83 resilience on this build, anti-barrier solar, or anti-barrier sniper, since that's my barrier weapon, and then overload bow. Nothing else too fantastic. I wasn't even running the right mods on the previous run, so I will switch those up to a grenade launcher if I've got the space, which I don't, so we're just going to lower our resilience a bit for entertainment value, I guess. So yeah, make sure you got your mods for heavy, just to make sure you've got actually some ammo dropping to use. Other than that, let's jump in. I'll show you guys how this thing works. It's really not a bad one. It's just not that fast. So if you're looking to like farm a ton, this may not be the best one. But if you're looking to do it on Master, pretty much anytime you see a servitor, it's going to be a barrier. And then with regards to the Overload champions, those are probably going to be captains, if I remember correctly. And there's going to be a few of those that I'll try and point out. But Legend, most of the time, just run that one. Master is generally not worth it unless you're going for the Triumph or the Flawless Triumph. But let's go in. Alright, so when you begin, you're going to have a room that's just going to have enemies falling from the sky after you clear out kind of the first grouping. So I tend to go over here to the left for a little bit of cover. Gives me a good angle. And this is where I'm just going to have some fun. I'm going to tag some enemies with the explosion capabilities here. And again, if you don't have Ticuu's Divination, just go with anything that's honestly Solar, Scout Rifle. You could use what is Skyburner's Oath in here and be totally fine. Like, you could, this is just a patience one, just to make sure you don't blow yourself up at certain points. Once you get them down to about a third of health. Try not to even use my heavy there, and we're moving. And then tagging these guys, you just get to explode lots of things here. Everything explodes together, so it's fun. Excuse you. Thanks. Come down here, just let the auto lock on happen. And if you haven't used Ticuu's Divination in a while, it's a really fun one with Solar 3.0. Right here, basically, once you get most of the enemies dead in this initial area, there's an Overload captain that would literally like jet all the way back there. Now, if you're able to stun him here, I would focus on killing him if it's not going to kill you. Just makes it easier later on, so it's just not a barrier servitor and a captain back there, but you're just bound to run into him anyway if you don't catch him. If you don't catch him early, it's not that big of a deal. And if you guys want to see master guides from me, ask. But like generally, I know most people farm Legend. That's just why I'm kind of focusing on those for now. So on the back wall, trying to focus on our snipers that we've got. Watch for the Vandals; they're going to be around. And the nice thing is you can just tag everything. You can just kind of lock on and be like, all right, what's available that I can hit? And then explode. Hopefully explode. And you're bound to kill a few extra things that are around. Now, this is why I wanted to show you guys why the Void is not a big deal. With something like this, the explosion actually will do a ton of damage for me. And I can take out that Void Servitor just with my Solar Bow and don't even have to worry about it. Now, not everything's going to work this way, because I know not everything gets the explosions, which is fine. Watch the arc shots. They do tend to hurt, just because they track you more than anything. That's why they're more annoying than most things. In this part of the room, once the second wave comes out, try and kill the front of the room. Just because the back is going to be blocked by the servitor. Watch the back wall in case you got more snipers coming. Come on. I know you're out there. Every so often, you just got to get hit. Like, this bow is a ton of fun. So if you don't have it, it's definitely worth going for. Doing the exotic quests. And then when he goes, when I hit him again, he's going to go shield. I'm able to break that. And then here, see if I can actually hit him with these things. This is so hard to aim. Oh man, that thing is a mess. Bad time to reload because he's going to pop his shield again. Alright, I'm going to go try and get a little closer and actually hit him. This thing does actually fire cannonballs, which cracks me up a little bit. It's just really hard to aim it, apparently. Well, that's what I get for a miskey. So, yeah. My super's going to be used very well. There you go. Proof that I'm not even going to hardly get much out of my super and still beat this thing. If you're looking to get exotics, like Legend of the Lost Sectors are the way to go. Doesn't really matter the day. Spend some time. You don't have to, like, farm for 100. But if you farm for a decent number, you're going to get some exotics. If you get, like, 2 or 3 to drop, then you're probably good for the day. But if you want to go for more, that's fine. Now, we got an Overload Captain. I actually managed to pin him way in that back room, which, it works. Now, if he should not move like he just did, which is quite annoying. Oh, yeah, he teleports a little bit too. But the idea is if you get him in this room, just use this cover over here. Keep tagging him, keep tagging him. And I love that, like, explosive shot does a huge chunk of damage to even a champion. It's kind of great. These guys, explode them all together. Once you cross over this door threshold, you're also going to have 3 guys that spawn over here to your right, or at least once you get pretty close. Explode them together, put these guys in a group, kill them if those guys aren't dead. I mean, I'm moving, but this part isn't even hard. It's the rest of the room that's just slow. Now, if you go fast, you might be able to nuke some stuff, but find your champion. And the nice thing is you sit here and work the captain down, you're likely going to kill anything that's nearby. That's where your damage mitigation does help. Because, yeah, that was a little too much coming at me. This thing is ridiculous. It's a cannonball launcher. And then now just look for anything you can tag. Anything that you can get a decent shot on. See if you can tag anything down below. Cause a whole bunch of stuff to explode. If you haven't used Ticuu's Divination in a while, pull it out. Use it. It's great to use with anything bow-related. And honestly, it's just fun to make things explode. Go boom. Got a few stragglers. Looks like. That's most of them. Oh, got one over there. That's a Marauder. Watch out for the shanks. The snipers will kind of hurt. Cause everything to explode, though. Okay, everything's just dying. This is like, yeah, you got solar burn. This bow is very fun. Watch the slowdown. Now, if you really want to nuke this guy when he comes out, you can pin him down at all. I'm going to pull back a little bit just because I got really aggressive there with his health. Now, typically what he's going to do, I've kind of pushed him a little too far, so I'm going to rotate here. Normally, he doesn't just jump right over there. But what happened was I did enough damage to actually move him to the next phase. Normally, he'll go from here to, like, kind of down in this area here. Then he'll rotate over there. But I did actually enough damage too fast that I pushed him along. So if you're able just to power through on the damage, go for it. On this difficulty, I would say you do want to make sure you get the barrier champion before you nuke him, just to make sure it counts. I'm working on that servitor, so I'm just using my little explosive tags. And again, if you don't have Ticus, don't be like, oh, I can't do this one because you used an exotic. I've done this with so many different things. Gallahorn will just delete everything in here because solar burns on, so believe me, that's going to be really effective. You don't have Gallahorn, literally a solar linear fusion rifle, a solar grenade launcher, a solar bow will do enough damage. There's our barrier servitor. Alright, so he's out. I'm going to throw a grenade over there and just trying to let that put in a little bit of work. Trying to get that barrier servitor to pop his shield. There we go. And I'm going to see if I can aim this thing. There we go. That thing is so weird. It can probably fire a little faster, but it is so strange to aim. I still got to get used to it. I literally got it like a day ago. I'm probably going to put this out much after I record, but still. There's probably a straggler behind him, so I'm going to see if I can get a little ricochet. I can't believe that actually hit. Not bad. He's got a little nightmare drag sitting next to him, so if I can explode him at the same time, I will. Do enough damage, he's going to come back up to the front of the room. I'm going to throw a grenade just to work. And again, that's why I have the void grenades as backup, or my melee. Now at this point, when you push him to the final stage, he's going to spawn a whole bunch of exploder shanks. Kill them before they kill you, because anything solar like that, you will just not survive. Check both sides, because they will come from both angles. Back here, they seem to be focused, but watch the right side of the room. See, I told you, you might not be alone. Make sure all of those are down. And then just for entertainment value, I'm going to try and cannonball him if I can get him. There you go. Might have a couple left over, but once the lights come up, you know you've got basically all the enemies down. And I should, as long as I don't kill myself with this thing. Yep, he'll dissipate. And that's a wrap. Usually I've got it to about, 8-9 minutes, something like that. If you don't have this exotic, that's totally fine. A scout rifle, something like just, you can literally go overload with a machine gun now, and you could just use even your Callus mini tool and just start mowing things down. If you've got a staccato, that's your scout rifle. You've got solar damage, it's kicking everything's butt. And then up here you can use literally just a kinetic bow and you're good. So you got a lot of options. Let's go back to orbit, we'll wrap this up. But that's a wrap on K1 Communion. Not bad. The solar burn and then the solar shields in the end kind of make it pretty simple. When it comes to master, you're just going to have more barriers and more overloads in all the sections. So just get ready. The opening has a barrier servitor and a captain. The middle big room is going to have, I think, 2 captains and 2 barrier servitors. And then the final room has 2 barrier servitors, but I don't think there's any more overload captains there. But honestly, if you're farming, just go for Legend. Master is only if you're going for Triumphs. If you guys enjoyed this guide, just, kind of mixing it up, using a different loadout, let me know. Drop a like. If you have a loadout that you enjoy using, a subclass build you like, drop that in the comments or just say hello. If you want to find me on Twitch, Twitter, it is Ebontis on both of those platforms. I'm easy to find. If you want to support me and you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button and then hit that alert bell to help my videos make it to you here on YouTube. If you're a YouTube member or Patreon sub, thank you for the extra support. But all of you guys are amazing. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one.